Hello and welcome to Sports Around the World. I'm Austin Arome. The headlines. Gabon coach says Arsenal put him under pressure over Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang release. In tennis, bridge sensation Emma Raducanu beats Sloane Steven on Melbourne debut. In cricket, Wales and England Cricket Board are set to investigate after police break up post-Ashes party. All these and more will come your way after this short break. Welcome back now to the stories in detail. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has returned to Arsenal earlier than planned, with Gabon boss Patrice Nonville claiming the Gunners put him under pressure regarding the striker's exit. The forward has experienced a heart problem whilst away on AFCON duty, and as a result, Arsenal have recalled him to North London as they look to monitor the situation. His camp revealed possible issue after Aubameyang tested positive for COVID-19 in the lead up to the tournament. Gabon led the striker depart camp early for further tests with former Southampton midfielder Mario Lemina at Ligue 1 side Nice also leaving prematurely. Gabon felt it was better for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to be examined by Arsenal after his scan last week showed that he had cardiac lesions, forcing Gabon to omit him from the 1-1 draw with Ghana in Group C on Friday. Moving on, the Super Eagles devoted time to practice sport kick and shooting during Monday's training session at the VST Annex at Dija Stadium in Garoua. The three-times champions will take on Guinea-Bissau in the final group games at the 2021 African Cup of Nations in Cameroon on Wednesday. Austin Eguavoen-led side also are already through to the second round of the competition after victories in their opening two games against Egypt and Sudan. The West African are still waiting to know their opponents in round of 16. Mindful of what lies ahead them, the team dedicated enough time to practice penalty kicks and shooting during their opening training session on Monday night. The players took their turns to test the four goalkeepers from the sport kick with Ola Aina, Kelechi Iheanacho, Zaidu Senusi, Moses Simon and Joe Aribo among the best takers. Moving on, Bayern Munich and Poland striker Robert Lewandowski was named 2021 FIFA Best Men Player of the Year, while Manchester United's Cristiano Ronaldo landed the special award. Lewandowski territory claimed the prize for the second consecutive year after scoring 69 goals. He won ahead of Liverpool's Mohamed Salah and Paris Saint-Germain's Lionel Messi. Ronaldo was lauded for being the men's international all-time top scorer. Barcelona's Alexia Putellas won the FIFA Women's Player of the Year. Lewandowski broke the late Gerd Muller's 49-year-old record for scoring the most goals in the Bundesliga calendar year with 43 goals in 34 league appearances. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel won the award for the FIFA Best Men Coach of the Year for guiding Chelsea to their second Champions League title after only joining them in January. Former Tottenham Hotspur winger Eric Lamela, sold to Sevilla in the summer, won the FIFA Puskás Award, which recognized the best goal in the world of football during the year after his Rabona finish in the North London derby against Arsenal in March. Chelsea Edouard Mendy won the award for the FIFA Men's Best Goalkeeper of the Year after a successful first season with the club, including a clean sheet in a 1-0 win over Manchester City in the Champions League final. Moving on to the next story, still talking football. Spezia sealed a last gasp 2-1 win over AC Milan at San Siro for the to dent the hope of the Rossoneri's Serie A title. The hosts had a golden chance to take the lead at the end of the first half, and they were awarded a penalty following a VAR check after Spezia goalkeeper Ivan Provedel caught Rafael Lemio. However, Theo Hernandez put his kick wide, luckily for Milan. They made amends for the miss right away. Seconds later, Leao got a deserved goal to give his side the lead. The Portuguese attacker sent a chipped finish over Provedel after lashing onto the defense, splitting ball from the deep. Spezia found the equalizer in the 64th minute following a good spell of pressure as substitute Kevin Gudelo connected with Daniel Vard low cross from the left, fire home an easy tap in. Seconds after, Zlatan Ibrahimovic hit the crossbar for Milan in the 6th minute. So of the stoppage time, Spezia broke away with Victor Kalanenko, and his low cross was tapped in at the far post by Emmanuel Gyasi, who passed a helpless Mike Magnan to give his side a famous win with the last kick of the game. We'll take a short break now, and when we come back, we have more sports stories on Sports Around the World. Welcome back. It's still Sports Around the World. Moving on to the next story, Kyrie Irving will not change his mind and get vaccinated against COVID-19 despite an injury to fellow Brooklyn Nets player Kevin Durant. Irving, 29, cannot play in the Nets home game because of New York's ban on unvaccinated people in indoor venues. A knee ligament injury has sidelined Durant for a month or more, weakening the Nets' star-studded squad. Irving, a 7-time All-Star, also cannot play in the Nets away matches against local rivals, the New York Knicks or the Toronto Raptors. Irving, admits to being a big conspiracy theorist and apologized in 2018 for suggesting the earth may be flat. His arrival alongside Durant in 2019, since supplemented by signing of Stars shooting guard James Harden in 2021, was intended to propel the Nets to be a championship contender. However, last year's conference semifinals loss to eventual champions Milwaukee Bucks is the furthest they have gone in the end of season finale during Irving's time at the franchise. Moving on, still talking basketball, the final rebound of the game fell into Jimmy Butler's hand just a moment or two before the final buzzer as Bam Adebayo started celebrating for two reasons. Tyler Hero scored 23 points, Adebayo 14 in the first games coming off a 6-week absence throwing from injury, and Miami Heat held off to beat Toronto Raptors 104 to 99 points on Monday night. Adebayo played 32 minutes, shooting 4 for 12 and grabbing 9 rebounds. The one-time All-Star big man had not played since November 2019 after undergoing thumb surgery, but did not stop Miami Heat from relying on starter minutes from him in his return. Butler finished with 19 points, 10 assists and 10 rebounds, the last of those coming as time was expiring when Fred VanVleet's 3-point try missed. It was Butler's 9th triple-double, with the Heat trying LeBron James for the most in the team regular season history. Chris Bocha scored 23 points and grabbed 10 rebounds for Toronto. VanVleet finished with 2, and Pascal Siakam added 18 points and 10 assists for the Raptors. Scott Barnes scored 16 points. OG Anunoby scored 14, and former Heat forward Precious Achiuwa grabbed 15 rebounds for the Toronto Raptors. Moving on to the next story, talking boxing. In this week's Fight Talk, we look at Tyson Fury's activity on social media as he reignites an old rivalry, and Jake Paul makes an estimated $4 million for his 3-fight in 2021. Fury and Anthony Joshua, two of the biggest names in the world of boxing in the heavyweight division, with all gold and from the UK, they were destined to fight. This was all before Joshua lost his WBO, BA and IBF title to Alexander Usyk in the late September last year. Since then, we've not heard either of the fighters say much about other WBC heavyweight champion. Initially refused to kick Joshua when he was down following defeat by Usyk, but it all changed last week. The catalyst was Derek Chisora predicting that Joshua would beat Fury if the pair faced off in the ring. That sparked a response from Fury, who took to social media to hit back. The Jiu-Jitsu King The winner of the rematch between Usyk and Joshua is expected to face off Tyson Fury in the heavyweight unification bout later this year. Moving on to the next story, talking tennis, British Andy Murray marked his return to the Australian Open, where in 2019 he thought he might have retired with the tennis 5-set win over Georgian 24-seed Nicolas Basilashvili. Murray cruised to the fourth set in 23 minutes, but any hopes of a routine win disappeared as Basilashvili recovered momentum, swung both ways before Murray won 6-1, 3-6, 6-4, 6-7, 6-4. The former world number one is the second Briton through to round two after hitting Watson, also won. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we still have more sports stories on sport around the world. Welcome back. Moving on to the next story. Wales manager Ryan Giggs' trial has been delayed until August 8 due to lack of court space. Mr. Giggs, 48, was due to go on trial in Manchester Crown Court on Monday, accused of coercive behavior and assault against his ex-girlfriend and her sister. However, a hearing was told that there was nowhere available in the building. Mr. Giggs' barrister Chris Dorr said his client was extremely disappointed at the development. All parties agreed to the new date and the trial is said to last a minimum of 5 days. Mr. Giggs has pleaded not guilty to controlling and coercive behavior against his ex-wife Kate Greville between August 2017 and November 2020. The former Manchester United player has also pledged not guilty to assaulting Miss Greville, causing her actual bodily harm and common assault on her younger sister, Emma Greville, at his home in Worsley, Greater Manchester on November 1st, 2020. Moving on to the next story, still talking football. Celtic manager Ange Postecoglou says that Japanese midfielder Rio Hart has his eye on reaching the very top after sharing in his side's Scottish Premier League win over Hibernian. Rio fellow debutant and countryman Dizian Madea opened the scoring after 4 minutes before Josipo Juranovic penalty doubled the host lead. Rio was key in Celtic controlled display as Postecoglou believes that there is more to come from his new signings. Moving on to the next story, still talking football. Guinea-Bissau goalkeeper Jonathan Mendes says Jurtus will go all out to win against the Super Eagles in their Group D clash at the 2021 African Cup of Nations in Cameroon. Both teams will do battle at the Rome Gia Stadium, Gora, on Wednesday. Guinea-Bissau need to win to stay in the competition after earning 1 point from their opening 2 games. The Super Eagles are already through to the next round after 2 wins against Egypt and Sudan. The Super Eagles have a number of quality players in their rank, which will make the task a bit harder for Guinea-Bissau. Mendes, however, stated that they are not going to single out any player for special attention. Moving on to the next story, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has expressed delight after returning from injury to feature in Napoli's Monday league tie at Bologna. Osimhen was back in action for the Portinope for the first time since November following a facial injury. The Super Eagles striker collided with Inter Milan's Skriniar, which saw him being rushed to the hospital. He had to undergo surgery and was expected to be out for 3 months before making a remarkable recovery. He was brought on in the 71st minute in Monday's game, which Napoli won 2-0 thanks to having Lozano Brace. Speaking about his return, Osimhen praised his teammate for their impressive performance in the win. It will be recalled that Osimhen was listed in the Super Eagles squad for the African Cup of Nations. However, he was replaced after testing positive for coronavirus. It's on this note we wrap it up on today's edition of Sport Around the World. I'm in Austin Arome. Good evening.